but we'll mainly be working with the qualities here of these different cranial nerves going into the central brain, and the different layers of consciousness and these different layers of dream time and sleep state and being aware of our organs. It brings us into a level of consciousness where we are aware of our organs. I'm going to describe holographic breathing first. I'm going to demonstrate holographic breathing, and then we're going to have a guided meditation where we work with holographic breathing, and in the guided meditation I will talk you into holographic breathing and the activation of holographic breathing. And then we're going to work with the vagus nerve, with the organs, with the diaphragm, with the tongue, and also other cranial nerves, and different states of consciousness. But first of all, I will describe holographic breathing, and I will demonstrate it. And then I will talk a bit further. There is a menu. You can click forwards to the meditation part at any point you want. But it's also nice to listen to what I've got to say first. It will set you up for the guided meditation. So holographic breathing is a new breathwork. I brought it through in 2002, and it's becoming more popular now. In holographic breathing, the lips are relaxed and closed. The upper surface of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. The breath is through the nose, and on the in-breath, the jaw is opening, and on the out-breath, the jaw is closing. And this movement of the jaw is done with the lips closed. The lips stay closed all of the time. The tongue stays on the roof of the mouth all of the time. And there's this gentle motion of the jaw with it. It's very meditative, healing, potent breath work. I will demonstrate it. So you may not even see it. The movement of the jaw, very subtle, half a finger width, quarter of an inch, 2 or 3 millimeters. It's not a big movement. So I'll demonstrate it first. But you will notice that my lips don't open. And it's deeply meditative, deeply relaxing and transformative. You may notice I'm speaking a bit more slowly because as soon as I start doing it, I move into a transcendental state. You may be hearing some clicking noises, which is the rain on the roof. It was raining much harder before, but it's still, water is dropping down from trees, so you may hear some clicking on the roof. So in holographic breathing, this movement of the mouth, it doesn't just stay in the mouth, it spreads through the whole face, through the whole cranium, through the whole brain, through the neck, and through the whole body, and it produces a wave-like motion through the whole body and an energy. And one of these reasons that it produces different states of energy in this whole movement is that all of the nerves from the face are coming, they're not coming from the spine per se, they're coming from the very center of the brain. They enter into the very central part of the brain. They enter into the medulla oblongata, the pons, the midbrain, and the thalamus. They're entering into this central part of the brain and activating that and activating different states of consciousness. And one of those nerves is the vagus nerve. And we will be working with that in the meditation. If you feel behind your ears, there's a lump there. This is the mastoid process. If you put your finger on that, the vagus nerve is coming out from the cranial base directly between your fingers there. So that's where the vagus nerve is coming out. And that comes down, it connects to the back of the tongue. It's what holds the tongue up to the roof of the mouth. It connects to a muscle, pulls the tongue up to the roof of the mouth. And because we have the upper surface of the tongue on the roof mouth, the vagus nerve is being activated in that. And then it comes down through the throat and works with the throat area and the thyroid gland, the thymus gland, and down through the lungs, heart, through the diaphragm, through all of the organs down into the genitalia. So it activates the organs of the abdomen, the lungs, the heart, and connects into the very center of the brain. It comes out of the medulla oblongata, but the core of it in the middle goes up through the medulla oblongata, through the pons, up through the midbrain, and almost up into the thalamus. So the root of it is right in the center of the brain there. And we're going to work with we're going to activate the vagus nerve, but we're also going to work with the hypoglossal nerve. So I'm licking my lips there with my tongue. The hypoglossal nerve is all of the muscles in the tongue, top of the tongue, the underside of the tongue, and then these muscles down the throat here, either side of the throat and around the throat, all of these muscles here. And they are activated in holographic breathing because the diaphragm is dropping. This area is pulling down, it's on top of the diaphragm. You've got the trachea, the lungs are dropping, so the trachea is dropping. The esophagus connects the stomach. As the diaphragm drops, the stomach drops, it pulls down this, pulls down the hyoid. But you also have all of these muscles here connecting the jaw, the tongue, to the top of the ribs and the sternum. And they're also, see, their action in holographic breathing, the jaw is opening, not the muscles above the jaw that's opening, the muscles below the jaw. It's the diaphragm dropping. It's these muscles that are pulling the jaw down as the lips are closed and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. It can't pull it down far, but it's a memory. It comes down with the breath, and because of all of these, it creates this opening on the in-breath and this closing on the out-breath. But we're going to become aware of these muscles. We're going to put our fingers here, fingers and thumb here, and as soon as you come in contact with these muscles in holographic breathing, which are being activated or activating the hypoglossal nerve, you become aware of the hypoglossal nerve and how it's affecting the brain. And there's this deep sleep, there's this kind of dream state that you go in where that nerve is activating into the central brain complex. So when you put your fingers on this, you become aware of these muscles part. It's a memory. Once you start holographic breathing, this is just happening as part of the breath. It just becomes part of the breath, and it activates something new, and it activates this communication with the central brain complex. I've got a free webinar on Saturday where I've got time to go in much more depth. You can come and do it live with me in that webinar. I will put a link to that below, and after the webinar's finished, I will put the video from the webinar there. But it's far better to come to the free webinars. I'll put a link that will take you to that webinar or any future free webinars. And then that will lead into a 6-webinar series where we will work with this connection to the center of the brain. We'll work with the vagus nerve, we will work with the hypoglossal nerve, we'll also work with the accessory nerve, which is a facial nerve, a cranial nerve as well, and all of the organs. So you can heal all of the organs, you can heal all of the brain, and we'll work with all of them through that series and the different, to heal people's digestion, to heal people's heart and lung, heal people's brain, heal the central brain complex, heal all of the cranial nerves. So that'll be a 6-part series. But we've got the free webinar this Sunday, come to that, and there'll be the video of that in the description below as well, and a connection to the 6-part series if you want to come to that. So we're going to go into that gently in this one. We will connect to where the vagus nerve is coming out. We will connect to, the vagus nerve is cranial nerve 10. The accessory nerve, which I'm forgetting the names because if I don't, I'm dyslexic. Unless I'm saying them all of the time, I forget them. But it's the sternocleidomastoid muscle. That's it. It connects from the top of the sternum here up to that mastoid process that I was talking about, and the trapezius muscles that are coming out the back here. So we will put our fingers here to connect to cranial nerve 12. See how that feels and how that's connecting into the center of the brain. We'll connect to it here in the sternocleidomastoid, is that right? Sternocleidomastoid, yeah, muscle here, and how that connects the accessory nerve, and then as the trapezius muscle comes up the back, if you put your fingers back of your head here, you'll feel this muscle joining in, and you get your fingers, you can come in between it in the spine, you just come out slightly, and you've got the trapezius muscle there, and this is also the accessory nerve is connecting into that, and these all become activated. In our normal breathing, these aren't activated. This isn't going up and down, and once this is working, pulling down the jaw, pulling down the tongue, pulling down the face, I mean your head will rock forwards every time you breathe in, but to balance it, and it's not like it's forcing it down, it's just gentle, but it has to balance, and the trapezius muscle and all of the muscles in the neck are balancing it, and what it happens is the whole face, the head is in a way being, all the muscles of the neck are very gently shortening. Look, I wish that would stop. All of the muscles are shortening very gently in the neck, and that's pulling the whole cranium down onto the spine, and it opens it on the in-breath, closes it on the out-breath, and you get this same motion as they palpate in cranial sacral therapy, but activated by the breath in holographic breathing. Now we will be working with the action a bit, but we'll mainly be working with the qualities here of these different cranial nerves going into the central brain, and the different layers of consciousness and these different layers of dream time and sleep state, of and being aware of our organs. It brings us into a level of consciousness where we are aware of our organs. So I will describe hologram. I get this, see that thing? I hate that. I hate that. Go away. See, every time I move my arm, I'm going to get a different background. It's gone now. See, now talking about it, it's gone. There it goes. Stop talking about it, comes back. Talk about it, it goes. I'm going to complain to Zoom that their background is rubbish. So, holographic breathing, lips are closed, upper surface of the tongue. Now, I will talk you into it in the meditation, so you won't have to remember it, but it's good to describe it again. Lips are relaxed and closed, tongue on the roof of the mouth, the breath through the nose. On the in-breath, the jaw gently opening. On the out-breath, the jaw gently closing. That's done with the lips closed all of the time. I'll demonstrate it. Deeply, deeply relaxing and healing. And if you're new, it's good to be seated because it's very soporific, and unless you, and people fall asleep without even realizing it, and unless you get all of the information to learn holographic breathing, you won't be doing holographic breathing. It may feel nice, but you won't get to the activation where holographic breathing just starts. So if you're new, it's good to be seated, and then once it activates, if you want to lie down, that is fine. I think it's, well, I don't know, I do it lying down as well. Anyway, so, and we'll be holding here, 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 where the trapezius muscle connecting to there. But first, we're going to learn holographic breathing, get into a deep and meditative space. Then we'll be working with those different levels of consciousness and dream state. All right, we're going to bring in some resources first, and then I'll be teaching holographic breathing. So closing your eyes. For people who know holographic breathing, gently dropping into holographic breathing. And sending a smile to the earth. And sending some energy to the earth, and allowing the earth to say hello back. And notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self, and beneficial energies, any higher beings, any divine energies, any ancient teachers, any healing energies that help you, long as it's beneficial. Sending a smile, sending some energy to the higher self and the beneficial energies, and letting the higher self and the beneficial energies say hello back. And notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And asking the earth, the higher self, and the beneficial energies to be with you as your resource, as your guide. Through the whole webinar, through the whole video. And breathe. So now we will start learning holographic breathing. So starting off, having your lips relaxed and closed. Having the upper surface of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, and as much as feels comfortable. So it may be half an inch, the tongue on the roof of the mouth, a whole inch, the whole tongue on the roof of the mouth, however much feels comfortable. And the breath is through the nose. And now just moving the jaw up and down, small motion up and down, a bit like chewing. And notice that you can move the jaw, you can keep the lips closed, and you can keep the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And then slowing that down, slowing the motion of the jaw down so it's much slower. And then when you feel ready, as the jaw is opening, allow that to draw your breath in through the nose. And as the jaw is gently closing, allowing the breath to leave through the nose. The jaw is gently opening, the breath is being drawn in through the nose, the jaw is gently closing, the breath is exhaling out through the nose. Notice how relaxing it starts to feel. Notice how it feels like the mouth becomes like a bellows. It's sealed at the lips, and because the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, it's sealed at the back. And as the jaw opens, it's as if it's drawing, as the jaw is opening, it's drawing the breath in through the nose, and as the jaw is closing, it's exhaling the breath out through the nose, and it's a relaxed motion of the jaw. It's interfacing with the muscles of the breath. It's almost doing it itself. Relaxed, slow motion. The jaw relaxes open on the in-breath. Jaw is coming back together on the out-breath. The teeth just gently float together, or they don't touch at all. So the jaw does not become set. The teeth gently separate on the in-breath. The teeth gently coming back and gently floating together on the out-breath, or stop just short. We're going to change the gestalt of that now. Started with the jaw activating, now we're going to let the breath activate so it works the other way around. Now breathing in through your nose, the breath comes in, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out through your nose, the jaw relaxes closing. So now it feels like the breath is moving the jaw. Breathing in through the nose, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed. Notice how everything becomes much softer. Everything becomes more relaxed. You may feel energies flowing through your brain and through your spine, and through your whole body. Breathe. Breathing in through the nose, the jaw relaxes open. Breathing out through the nose, the jaw relaxes closed. The lips stay closed the whole of the time. The tongue stays on the roof of the mouth the whole of the time. We're going to integrate it with the body. As the chest is opening, the jaw is relaxing open. As the chest is closing, the jaw relaxing closed. As the abdomen is opening, the jaw relaxing open. As the abdomen is closing, the jaw is relaxing closed. Feeling your organs of your abdomen. It's not just your front of your abdomen. Notice all of the organs in your abdomen. You start being able to get a sense of all of those organs, your whole digestion, all opening out on the in-breath, relaxing closed on the out-breath. Don't just feel the chest, you feel the lungs and the heart all opening out on the in-breath, closing on the out-breath. Right down, feeling your pelvis opening out to the sides as you breathe in, closing back towards the middle. As you breathe out, you feel down, you can feel your rectum, you can feel your genitalia, you can feel the bladder, you can feel all of the organs in your pelvis, or around your pelvis, or under your pelvis. For women, feel your organs in your pelvis. For men, you can feel your organs in the pelvis and outside of the pelvis. Feel your arms and legs breathing, your hands and feet. Notice in a very subtle way your whole face, your whole cranium, your brain, your neck has started to breathe in a new way. They've started to breathe. Your brain being activated. All of these nerves from the face coming out from the very center of your brain. And breathe. Now, we're just going to bring your fingers, keep your eyes closed still, just bringing your fingers to the top either side of your throat. Just very gently. Feeling those muscles around your throat there, around the trachea, around the esophagus. These muscles run from the hyoid bone at the top, the underside of the jaw, right down to the sternum. Feel them gently opening on the in-breath. Gently closing on the out-breath. Notice when you have your fingers there, and you become aware of the breathing motion, how it takes you into this deep kind of dream state. The muscles of the hypoglossal nerve, that under the tongue and around the throat, this nerve goes into the center of the brain and it connects to this dream state. So you stay awake, but there's this dreamy, different state of consciousness there. And have your hands there for a while, feeling it very subtly opening on the in-breath, very subtly closing on the out-breath. And if you take your hands away, notice how that state changes. You become more aware of the chest, you become more aware of the abdomen. You're not so much in that dream state. So that's the hypoglossal nerve, the tongue and the throat, the muscles of the tongue and throat. Now if you come round, bring your hands round to the back of your neck, right into the top and into the middle, and then just out so they're a couple of centimeters apart. And just feel that muscle, and also just inside that muscle. Notice there's a different state of consciousness, and it's balancing the front. It's gently opening on the in-breath, gently closing on the out-breath. It goes more directly into the brain, and you've got this other dream state. And it's balancing. This muscle tightens at the front, pulling the face forwards, this tightening at the back and pulling the head back, so it balances the head and face on the spine with the breath. And it's very subtle, just opening on the in-breath, closing on the out-breath, and you feel this very dream state, altered state of consciousness. And come to the mastoid process behind the ears and then down onto that muscle. This is also the accessory nerve going into the, it goes into the medulla oblongata. It also goes into the vertebrae of the neck. It goes into the center of the brain, and you end up with this dreamy, half awake, half asleep. Also, directly, they're all three of those nerves coming out of the cranial base. If you come up onto the mastoid process, they're all coming out through the cranial base in that area. Put your one finger on that, or just have your fingers on the muscles. The vagus nerve, you let your hands come away, the vagus nerve is coming out from there. And the vagus nerve is holding the tongue to the roof of the mouth from the back. So there's very gentle suckling motion in the tongue from holographic breathing. And these three nerves, the vagus nerves relating to it, the hypoglossal nerves relating to it, they're all going into the center of the brain, and this primordial suckling motion of the tongue and throat, which is now integrated into your breath. And this dream state, this different state of consciousness, relates to the vagus nerve as well, to the lungs, to the heart, to the stomach. See, if you put your hands either side of the throat, you can see it relating to the neck and throat, but also it rolls down with the vagus nerve right through the diaphragm, into the stomach, through the whole digestion. Breathing, you become aware of the dream state, and you become aware of your organs. And your organs are all different qualities of the dream state, and relate to different areas of the dream state in your brain. So you can heal your organs, you can heal your lungs, you can heal your heart, you can heal your liver, your pancreas, your digestion, your genitalia, your rectum, your large intestine, small intestines. These are all different qualities of the dream state that are activated in holographic breathing, that are activated by these last three cranial nerves. And all of the cranial nerves, there's 12 cranial nerves, they're all activated in holographic breathing. The whole face starts to breathe, not just the mouth, a very subtle way, the sinuses, the eyes, the ethmoid between the eyes, nasal passageways, the tongue, everything starts to breathe. Activates the brain, activates the organs. It also activates the bones, muscles, arms, legs, and spine. Holographic breathing is a profound healing modality that will take you on a journey that will never end. Will just keep evolving through different layers of consciousness, different layers of health, different layers of transcendence, connecting to the earth and the divine realms. Gently breathing with the holographic breathing. Just letting everything settle. We're going to come back in about a minute, letting everything breathe, also being aware of the higher self feeding you, the divine energies feeding you. You're one with the higher self. You are reflected in the higher self. It's not you and the higher self. It's your one being, your one body, your one energy, your one intelligence. Allowing yourself to unite with the higher self. And breathe. Holographic breathing, profound, meditative breathing, divinely connected, orchestrated breathing, healing system. And breathe. Sending a thank you to the earth, a thank you to the higher self, divine energies, beneficial energies, and thanking yourself. And sending the energies of for love and healing to the earth, for love and healing to the higher self and divine energies, and allowing yourself to be loved and healed. And when you feel ready, gently allowing yourself to come back. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like it, please subscribe. It really helps me if you like and subscribe to my videos. I've got a free webinar this Sunday. The link is below, and the link also goes to all future free webinars. Good to work with me live in person. You are part of the energies then. So a link to that or the video of that is below. If it's over, there's still the link to it will take you to future ones, and the video will be there. And a link to a 6-part webinar series where we will work with all of the organs, all of the digestion, different parts of the brain, the arms and legs, all kind of it separately with different energies, different connections, to profoundly heal our system, our bodies, and our connection with the divine energies and the higher self and earth. So that is all there in the description. I've got loads of free tutorials, meditations, guided meditations on YouTube. If ever you want to meditate, if ever you want to relax, if ever you want to move forwards with your healing process, just click on one of those videos, like them, share them, subscribe. Subscribe to my website, then you will get a newsletter once or twice a week with information about different courses and just information about the different levels of holographic breathing. So you can go on my website, you can click on different courses, got all the free webinars there, different videos, and a newsletter if you want, which will keep you up to date and give you information on everything we're working with. Thank you for participating. At the moment you'll be able to click on another free webinar just above me, or to the side of me there's a link to the next webinar. Something is here. Click on this link and do another meditation. Alright, if it's after the free webinar, here where my finger is the recording of the free webinar. Alright, you enjoy yourself. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you again. All right. Bye-bye.